Okay, so I'm just going to walk you through how I clean this up quickly. Um, there are 8 screws on the back of these that you have to undo. And once you get all of those off of there, you can start separating everything. And if you're really careful, you can reuse the seals on these. Mine were just kind of like right on the cusp of being able to reuse them. And then to get the wiring harness out, there's a little tab in here. And if you just kind of like flip that 90 degrees, I was able to just kind of squeeze this out of there very carefully. But yeah, you can just twist out all of the bulbs. Just kind of pull that forward and get the casing out of the way, and then that will give you the clearance to pull the harness out. And then these, just kind of jiggle that apart. And so this seal, it's pretty bad. I don't think I'm going to try and salvage it. I've got a new set of seals here that I got from Z Car Depot. You can also get them from newdatsunparts.com. And so yeah, you just get the seals out. And then there's these metal pieces that you have to look out for. That kind of clips into the reverse light. So on these, I sanded mine out with some 220 sandpaper and then went up to 320 and just hit it with some silver spray paint. But that just kind of clips in there like that, and then the seal goes over the top. And then there's also, yeah, so that kind of just comes apart. And this thing here has a little metal piece. And so I got at it with one of these little picks. I was able to just kind of get in the corner, and this one's got a lot of rust on it. Yeah, you gotta be super careful because these are just so brittle. Yeah, once you get one corner loose, you can kind of just jiggle them out of there. Yeah. So I'll put that in my pile of things to get sanded out. And then notice how it has all that rust in there. That's I found that the best way to get it out was just with some 320 sandpaper. Once again, I tried soaking it in vinegar and it didn't really work. Maybe if you have like some rust removal, fluid or CLR or something might work. But yeah, I would just put this in your sink, get a toothbrush, clean it up really well. And then on the outside, I went over it with, I think I started with like 320 sandpaper on a 3-inch buffing, like a buffing gun, pneumatic. And then just worked up until 1500 and then put a foam pad on there and was able to polish it out pretty well. But definitely spend plenty of time on trying to get all the rust out of there. You can see that there's rust that's kind of in that crack and on the inside. And you definitely want to get all that out, because nothing's worse than doing all that work and still being able to see the orange in there, even if you have to just like scrape it out with an X-Acto knife or something. Um, but that's how I cleaned up my other one. And then the on these, this was all kind of a combination of overspray um, and just calcium deposits. So I sprayed it with vinegar, let it soak, scrubbed it down, and then ran it on my polishing wheel on my 6-inch bench grinder with some compound, and it cleaned up pretty well. This one, it does have a few pits. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get that out, um, but yeah, there's only so much you can do, but you just work with what you got. And so yeah, that's how I got mine restored.